Hi students, today is Monday, June 22nd, and we have a lesson about numbers, writing the number words for numbers, and how we say numbers on the calendar, which is different than how we say regular numbers. So again, today is Monday, June 22nd, 2020. So let's begin our lesson. Here we go. Tonight, we will practice using the calendar. We will practice using words from last Wednesday, from our lesson last Wednesday. We will practice saying and reading number words and sentences with numbers 1 through 26. And I will also have you practice writing those numbers. We will practice reading and saying ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers are different than saying 1, 2, 3, 4. With ordinal numbers, we say first, second, third, fourth, and so on. And we will practice that. We will also read a story about the number 12, and I will show you our Moby Max lesson, which has counting. What we do in English class: we listen, we speak, we read, leemos, and we write, escribimos, we write. And we will be doing all 4 of those tonight with our lesson. Okay, here is our calendar. Here is our calendar. Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2020. Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2020. Remember, in English, we say the day, then the month, then the date, and then the year. Date meaning, is it the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, like that. Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2020. Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2020. Tomorrow is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. Tomorrow is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. And yesterday was Sunday, June 21st, 2020. Yesterday, 3 syllables, yesterday, was Sunday, June 21st, 2020. Good job on the calendar. Let's look at the words that we worked on Wednesday. These are words from Wednesday. Kitchen, kitchen, I cook in the kitchen. Dinner, dinner, dinner is a meal I eat in the evening. Whistle, whistle, the little boy had a whistle. Miss, a miss is a woman who is not married. Miss, señorita. Sitting, I am sitting on a chair. I am not standing, I am sitting. Sister, hermana, sister. Singing. I am singing a song. La 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 la. Singing. Little. Little is small. Not big. Little. Small. Bringing. I am bringing you some food. Or I am bringing you a letter. To bring you something. Bringing. And the last word is ring. A ring is what we wear on our finger. And remember, all these words have the I, the short I sound. I, kitchen. I, dinner. I, whistle. I, miss. They all have the short I sound. I. I. And we practice that the ABCs are letters. These are words or palabras, individual words or palabras. And a full sentence is the same thing in Spanish as a frase. So let's look. I have a little whistle. Okay. Is H-A-V-E, is that a letter, a word, or a sentence? H-A-V-E, is that a letter, a word, or a sentence? That's right, it's a word. That's a word. Oops. How about the letter H? Is the letter H a letter, word, or sentence? Is H a letter, word, or sentence? That's right, the letter H is a letter. I have a little whistle. I have a little whistle. Is that a letter, a word, or a sentence? That's right, it's a sentence. It's words put together that make sense. And we remember that we start a sentence with a capital letter and we end with a period. We start with a capital and we end with a period. Okay, those are the words that we worked on Wednesday. And today we're going to do something with numbers. Numbers. Now I know you know the numbers, how to read the numbers when they're numerals, like 1, 2, 3, 4. But we also have to know how to read them when they're words. If there are 0 balls, we write 0, but the word is Z-E-R-O. We can have, this ball says 1, the number 1, but the word for 1 is O-N-E. This ball has the number 2 written on it, but to write the number 2, we spell it T-W-O. And so we're going to practice the numbers tonight in our lesson. And once we go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. After 19 comes 20. And then this chart or this picture shows us 30, 40, 50, 60, and so on. So we'll talk about those. But tonight we're going to mostly be doing numbers 1 through 25. Now, we can say the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. When we count things, we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's counting. But ordinal numbers are numbers like we see on the calendar. Ordinal numbers, instead of saying 1, we say first, or F-I-R-S-T is how you spell first. Instead of saying that's 2, we say that's second. And we spell second, S-E-C-O-N-D. Instead of saying 3, we say third, and that's T-H-I-R-D. And that's what we're going to be talking about in our lesson tonight. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and during our live lesson, how to spell some of these words. So let's look at when would we use first, second, third, fourth. These are people running in a race. These are people running in a race. There are 10 people. There are 10 people running in the race. And I can count them. I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can say there are 10 people in the race, but who is first, who is second, I don't say this person is 1, I say this person is first. The number 2 person, I say this person is second. Second. For number 3, that third person in the race, I say she is third. Third. This woman is the 4th in the race. This man is the 5th in the race. 5th. This woman is 6th. 6th in the race. This woman is 7th. 7th in the race. This man is 8th. 8th in the race. This woman is 9th. 9th in the race. And the person that is number 10, we say they are 10th. 10th in the race. 10th. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th. Here's another way to look at ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers. This is a house or an apartment. Let's say it's an apartment. I live on the 1st floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor, 4th floor, like that. This sentence says, I live on the 4th floor. I would not say I live on the 4th floor. If I live here, I would say I live on the 4th floor. Next sentence, I live on the 7th floor, like here. I would not say I live on the 7. I would say I live on the 7th floor. So here's another way for first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th to be used. That's a different way. And I put this chart here so that you can look at how to spell numbers, just plain numbers. How do you spell 0? How do you spell 10? How do you spell 20? How do you spell the numbers? In our story, we'll be looking at some numbers, and we'll practice that tonight. But for this video, I'm going to read the story with you. Number 12. Number 12. Number 12. Number 12. In our story, we will read about the number 12. Number 12 is everywhere. How we learned to count. A ruler is 12 thumbs long. 12 hours in a day. So let's look at this basket of apples. Here's a basket of apples. Number 12 is everywhere. Number 12 is everywhere. We use the number 12 to help us do things every day. We use the number 12 to help us do things every day. It helps us to count things, measure length, and tell time. It helps us to count things, measure length, and tell time. Here is a picture of 12 months in the year. This is a picture of 12 months in the year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 months. Did you ever wonder why a year has 12 months? A ruler has 12 inches? A clock has 12 hours? Why do we have the number 12 so much? Well, let's read. How we learned to count. How we learned to count. Long ago, people needed an easy way to count things. Long ago, people needed an easy way to count things. How many goats did they have? How many bricks did they need? How many bricks does he need? How many bricks? They didn't have pencils, but they always had their fingers. How could their fingers help them count things? They didn't have pencils, but they always had their fingers. How could their fingers help them count things? Your hand has 4 fingers and 1 thumb. 4 fingers and 1 thumb. Fingers bend into 3 parts. My finger bends here, here, and here. Here, here, and here. Fingers bend into 3 parts. All your finger parts add up to 12. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. My 4 fingers bend in 3 places. So I have 12 parts. The parts of my 4 fingers add up to 12. Let's look a different way. Look what this man did with his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. To learn how people counted, use the thumb of your other hand. Count the parts of each finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Finger. You count them and you get 12. 12. Using their fingers, people could count their farm animals. Using their fingers, people could count their farm animals. They might count 6 chickens, 3 sheep, and 3 goats. They had 12 animals. Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chickens. 1, 2, 3 sheep. And 1, 2, 3 goats. If we add them up, it comes to the number 12. The number 12. When their animals had babies, it was easy to count them too. When their animals had babies, it was easy to count them too. Using both hands, people could count to 24. 24 is 2 12s. So if I use this hand and I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and do the same thing on this hand, 2 12s is 24. 2 12s is 24. A ruler is 12 thumbs long. So if you take your thumb and then you put your thumb here and you just keep moving, when you have 12 thumbs, that is the length of a ruler. A ruler is 12 thumbs long. Fingers and the number 12 were also used to find length. An inch was the width of an adult man's thumb. A foot was 12 thumbs long. So if I look at my cell phone, this is the length, and this is the width. Length, width, length, width. And one man's foot is 12 thumbs long, which is how we got a ruler. A ruler is 12 thumbs long. Now here is a picture of a stick that someone uses to put notches or marks on to create inches. This stick is used with inches. Soon, people cut 12 marks for thumb widths on a stick. Soon, people cut 12 marks for thumb widths on a stick. So here's the stick they use to measure things. That stick was the first kind of 12-inch ruler. That stick was the first kind of 12-inch ruler. And look here, this is a sundial. You've seen a sundial, and this is a clock. And there are 12 hours in a day. People use the number 12 to divide their days into parts or hours that they could count. In daylight, they watch the shadow of a stick or sundial to know what hour it was. So they would make a sundial with a stick in the middle and 12 rocks, and they could watch the shadow of the sun to tell what hour it was. So they use sticks with notches to measure inches and created sundials to measure hours, 12 hours. 12 things are also called a dozen. If you have 12 things, you have a dozen. We buy a dozen pencils in a box. We buy a dozen donuts or a dozen eggs. We buy a dozen donuts or a dozen eggs. The number 12 helps us to do a dozen things every day. A dozen things are 12 things. 12 things. Words that we used in our story. Bend. When you bend your finger to different parts to make 3 parts. Bend. Daylight is when the sun is out. Daylight. Dias. Length, the measurement, how long something is. Length, how long something is from end to end. Measure, we use a ruler to measure things. Measure. Ruler is a straight stick used to measure length. Sundial. Sundial is a shadow clock. This is a sundial. That's a sundial. It's a shadow clock. And width, a measure from side to side or across. Remember, this is length of the phone. Length, L-E-N-G-T-H. This is width of the phone. W-I-D-T-H. Length and width. And that's the end of the story. So your Moby Max lesson for tonight is on counting. So I hope you can log in and practice using number words that we talked about tonight. And we will keep working on numbers 1 through 25 on Wednesday. And we will keep working on reading and writing these numbers in number stories. We'll use these numbers in stories. So that is our lesson for tonight. And I hope you have a good evening and enjoyed the class. I'll see you Wednesday. Goodbye.